They gathered in the foyer of West Block 3 days before Red Dress Day. NDP MP Leah Gazan took the lead in the call for action.
I am standing alongside my sisters today to support them in their calls on the government to fully support a Canada-wide emergency, immediately support the development of a national red dress alert system without delay.
In February, Gazan called for the implementation of a red dress alert to notify the public when an Indigenous girl, woman, or two-spirit person goes missing. But it has not been implemented. At the presser, Gazan urged the government to
immediately implement a housing and social support for children aging out of care so they are not aging out onto the streets.
And to create a guaranteed livable income and to immediately carry out prevention measures. An emotional Nikki Kumatsi-Utuksa says there is no justice. Her sister Jessica Michaels was murdered 22 years ago near Winnipeg. She wants immediate supports for the missing and murdered.
We need to stand together in solidarity with all of our Indigenous families and communities across the country to ensure that our women and girls are being taken care of. Identity is at the core of who we are as Indigenous people. We must ensure that we are doing our very best as not-for-profit organizations that support our communities to ensure that we have secure funding to be able to help our women and girls through this national tragedy.
Mohawk human rights activist Ellen Gabriel said it's intolerable. She says some of the root causes are due to racism.
I was a child in the 60s and 70s, and I heard about racist education, anti-racist education. Here we are in 2023, and there is no anti-racism education in this country. There is no learning about Canada's colonial past. If you ask any member of Parliament right now, do you know Canada's colonial past, and I would bet good money on that they do not know about human rights and they do not know about colonial history and the impacts of genocide upon the Indigenous families of this land, of Turtle Island.
Gazan brought up the issue again during question period. Crown Indigenous Relations Minister Mark Miller responded.
This is a tragedy, but doing public policy by tragedy only leads to tragic results. I only can direct people to the final report on missing murdered Indigenous women and girls to see the systematic work that needs to be done.
After question period, Gazan tabled the motion.
A, declare the continued loss of Indigenous women, girls, trans women, two-spirit people a Canada-wide emergency, and B, provide immediate and substantial investment, including a red dress alert, to help alert the public when an Indigenous woman, girl, trans woman, two-spirit person goes missing.
It was carried unanimously, but the motion doesn't force the government to do anything immediately. Anna Francis, APTN National News, Ottawa.